Hello and welcome to another episode of Marriott MBA Today. I'm your host Jacob Hicks and I'm here with Professor Jim Stice. Welcome, Dr. Stice.
Thank you, Jacob.
Great to have you here on set and great to have you back in the classroom.
It's my pleasure to be here.
For a little context, Professor Jim Stice recently is now back in the teaching classroom, and we have the opportunity, first-year MBAs do, to learn accounting from him this first semester of that critical first year. He's served the last 5 years in administration as an associate dean, and we are the privileged ones to get him back in the classroom. I know he'd probably tease me for that, but I believe it's a privilege.
Well, it remains to be seen who's privileged and who's not.
So how does it feel, Professor Stice, to be back teaching?
Well, I got into this business 25 years ago because I love to teach. And to be out of the game for 5 years and to finally get to go back into the classroom and teach students, it couldn't be better. Life is good.
Good. Well, we are hearing good reports from the first years. And for you, what's your greatest love of teaching?
I like to help people who are struggling to just see, to help them connect the dots. My job is to lay the dots out there and help them connect them. And when they can discover how those dots connect, and I get to see the light bulb go on over their head, that's pretty exciting for me.
And I believe you've even taught MBAs before, right?
Well, I was the director of the MBA program for 8 years. So I taught this class for 8 years. I taught it 2 years before that. So I've hung around with probably 1,200 MBA students.
1,200, that's all, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. Well, as you've started now back in the classroom this semester, any advice you'd have for us MBAs, first and second years and future ones to come?
Yes. I would say never forget why you came to BYU. Sometimes people forget that. They chose BYU for a reason. You didn't come to BYU for you. You came to BYU to be part of something special. BYU is not an ordinary university. And so to come to BYU means you're signing on to be part of the mission of BYU, which is consistent with the mission of the church. You're going to leave here and go out and represent the church and BYU for the rest of your life. Sometimes people come to school and think, well, I'm going to go get me a job and make me lots of money and it'll be awesome. But that's not why BYU is here. BYU is here to build the kingdom. And MBA students are an integral part of that. And we just can't forget that. You know, when finals come and exams come, we've got to remember there's a greater good here and we're an integral part of that.
Thank you. And Professor Stice, of course, just coming from administration the last 5 years, it's a unique perspective that way, let alone the 25 years of service and in the faculty role. As you think back about your service the last 5 years, how has that continued to strengthen you as a teaching faculty?
The advantage of, I was born in the accounting department. I was a member of the accounting faculty for 12 years. And then I was asked to serve in the MBA program. And it allowed me to get outside of the accounting department and see how much good is going on at the Marriott School. My service in the dean's office allowed me to get an even grander view than that. So I have a great perspective of how the MBA program fits into the mission of BYU and how the mission of BYU fits into the mission of the church. And so to be back in the classroom with that perspective, I think I teach different. Accounting's interesting, but accounting does not make the world go round. So hopefully when I'm in the classroom, students understand there are bigger things than accounting. We're not just about learning accounting. We're about being better decision makers so that wherever Heavenly Father deploys us, we'll be ready to build the kingdom. And hopefully the material and the analysis and the techniques that we cover in my class are helping students to be ready to make a contribution wherever they are placed.
That's beautiful. We certainly, as a program, appreciate the reminders you've shared of really what we're about here, entering to learn and then going forth to serve and build the kingdom.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Well, Professor Stice, on behalf of the new director of the MBA program, Dr. Craig Merrill, and all of us as MBA students, welcome back to the classroom, and we're excited to be part of this program with you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Marriott MBA Today.